What's up, guys? This is Mike Loris with what could potentially be the final game between Navi and Team Empire from the Starseries Season 3 LAN event Grand Finals. Whoever wins this, or if Navi wins this, they win the tournament. If Empire win this, we go to a deciding game. The bans now, oh no, Team Empire banning out the Dark Seer and TA, which is all well and good. Those are some pretty standard bans, but you know what? That means they didn't ban the Pudge. So Navi, we're going to see if they want to do that. Navi, they're going to ban out the Twin-Headed Dragon, going to get rid of that support hero, as well as the Wisp, because Team Empire, they do like to run the Wisp, and they are really darn good at it. Navi, they're going to not go for the Pudge. They're going to instead open up with a Batrider Chen, as well as the CK. Team Empire going to go with the Bounty Hunter Leshrac, as well as someone else. Now, let's look at Navi's heroes first. We do have the Batrider, who Dendy played very successfully last game. Puppy is the Chen player of Navi, and Vorst also did pretty well with the CK last game. So we already have some pretty well determined roles from Navi. We have a Jungle Chen, probably safe lane CK, probably mid lane Batrider. So that is really nothing too substantial, not anything noteworthy. Chen going to be playing more of a 4 role, so Navi probably still wanting to pick up a support hero for Ars Art to play. Probably one to pair well with the CK. We'll see who that is. And Team Empire going to go with the Bounty Hunter Leshrac and Puck. Puck is probably going to go towards the mid lane, but I don't know if Puck is actually... it's definitely easy to survive as Puck, because you could dodge CK's Chaos Bolt very, very easily. Batrider's going to have a hard time sticking on you with the amount of mobility that you have. So as a mid lane hero, I do think that would kind of work for Empire. But Puck that early Puck is not banned. If you're going to ban out mid lane heroes, you ban out Queen of Pain, you ban out Invoker, you ban out, I don't know, Batrider, you ban out those types of heroes. You never ban out Puck. So Team Empire could have held on to that for a little bit longer, but I guess they felt like that they wanted to pick it up right then. They're also going to go with Leshrac as well as Bounty Hunter, so they're going to spread the first 3 heroes within the first 3 they're going to disperse the first 3 heroes between all their lanes. Bounty Hunter probably going to go towards that hard lane, so that's typically how Bounty Hunter is played. Leshrac probably going to supporting someone on top, and Navi, they're going to ban out the Clinks as well as the Undying, both very successful heroes for Team Empire. I don't think Empire, with the Bounty Hunter and Leshrac pick, wanted to go for an aggressive tri-lane. It didn't really work for them that great last game. It was successful, but it wasn't exactly crushing. So we're not going to be seeing an Undying, a rather late ban out of the Undying, but hey, he's not going to be in this game, so it doesn't even matter. Team Empire going to ban out some of Ars Art's heroes, as well as the potential long lane in the Broodmother, with Navi banning out all the heroes that Empire were using in the last game. Clinks, Undying, as well as that Disruptor don't want to deal with any of that AoE team fight, and they know that Team Empire can play them pretty well, so they're forcing Empire into heroes that they might not be as comfortable playing. Navi gonna go with the Bane Elemental. Now this is a hero that Team Empire has been picking lately, and Navi, they're going to steal it right out from under Team Empire's nose. Team Empire can respond instantly with a Nature's Prophet, probably gonna go into the jungle actually. Try to balance out the farm that Chen is going to be getting there, but Navi with the CK so far, plus Bane Elemental, probably going to all head towards the bot lane with the Chen. Now they only need a hard lane hero. The amount of hard lane heroes are kind of slim. Keeper of the Light was what Navi had last game, and it could be a pretty decent pickup. But very smart ban from Team Empire, banning out the Windrunner as well as the Broodmother, knowing that Navi do need that hard lane hero. Whereas Team Empire, they have their hard lane set. First pick the Bounty Hunter, baby. Very easy to get that out of the way, and then have your hard lane set aside. Team Empire, what they need right now is a primary farming hero if they want to take this into the late game. They could focus on more of a pushing-oriented strategy and pick up something like a Pugna, in which case they could be very aggressive in their pushing, although if you're going to do that, I don't think they would have picked up the Puck. Puck more of a team fight controller, mid-game nuker kind of deal. So, not exactly the strongest pusher, because Puck is fairly reliant on mana. That's mana that is pretty difficult to come by as Puck, and you kind of want to, I guess, use your spells to burn through the creep wave. They could go for something like Keeper of the Light and try to push that way, and just try to be very aggressive with having the Bounty Hunter being their late game security, although Bounty Hunter is late game versus CK's late game, not really even a contest there. So Empire, they're probably going to look towards some form of late game damage. They could go for a Tiny. I do know that Empire like to run the Tiny, and Navi saving the best for last. They're going to pick up the Pudge. Yes, yes, yes. Now, this is going to throw a little bit of a wrench in how they're going to lane this. They don't really have any quote-unquote long lane heroes. They could run the Bat Rider up there. I know some teams do enjoy doing that and put Pudge in the mid lane. And Pudge against Puck is... Well, Pudge isn't going to get a kill on Puck unless Puck gets really careless. Can't actually hook a Puck. But it's going to... Oh, yes. A Doombringer is going to be their primary farmer. There you go. And when I say farmer, I mean farming, because Doombringer, he likes the money, man. Both Doombringer and Nature's Prophet have a quota to meet, so they're going to be farming their asses off. Doombringer, last time we saw him was Team Empire versus Pulse, I believe. And he got so much money, and Doom versus Pudge, such a great tool, especially Bane Elemental and Chen as well, both soft int heroes that could really lose most of their HP to the Doom. But if you get the Doom on the Pudge when he has Rot on, that's pretty much it for Dendi. It's all over. But Team Empire, they do have their late game security right now, and I just realized they have a really solid gold lineup. Bounty Hunter with the Track's also going to be pouring more funds into the Team Empire wallet. Whereas Na'Vi, they have a very, very, very heavy gank-oriented lineup. Their pushing is pretty much non-existent aside from the Chen, but the ganking that they do have in the Bat Rider, in the Pudge, even in the Bane Elemental, who's very much so a single target hero, and Nightmare sets up perfectly for a hook. It's going to be devastating. So Na'Vi probably going to look to pour on the pressure early, whereas Empire going to play a little bit more defensive, try to get the Doombringer as much farm as he can, as much farm as the Nature's Prophet can as well. On the Na'Vi side, we have Forced playing the CK once again, Ars Art supporting his Bane Elemental Dendi on his trademark Pudge, Puppy on his trademark Chen, and Light of Heaven on the Bat Rider. So it's probably going to be a hard lane Bat Rider on the Empire side. Funnick is going to be playing that Bounty Hunter on the bot lane. Scandal is going to be handling the Puck mid. Blow Your Brain farming as the Doombringer supported by Silence/Rack, and Go Black is going to be the last one playing the Nature's Prophet. No health regeneration on him, so he's going to be going to the jungle. Funnick scouting everyone out with his invisibility, and he's going to be just fine to do so. Now let's see how Na'Vi are actually going to lane this. Arzart seems to be sticking around this bot lane, and as is Havor. So they're going to at least dual lane this. So it's going to be a 2.5 lane, and Dendi in the mid lane, and Light of Heaven on the top lane. Light of Heaven is going to be going up against Blow Your Brain and Silence, so he's going to not have the best time in the world. Definitely when you're up against a range hero. When you're up against anyone who's not solo on the top lane as a hard lane hero, it's going to be a little bit of a struggle, but Silence is going to be the one pressuring him back. I do believe that Light of Heaven will be able to make good on this lane. The build that I saw Doombringer go last time was getting lots of Devour, getting lots of Scorched Earth, so the nukage isn't going to be so hard coming Light of Heaven's way. So Light of Heaven should be able to handle himself decently on that top lane, at least until Go Black shows up, and then, well, even then, Firefly and Flamebreak are pretty good anti-sprout tools. So he should be able to handle himself. Dendi on this mid lane, he's going to go up against Scandal's Puck, and that's of course an advantage for the ranged hero as it normally is. But Dendi is mostly concerned with getting experience right now, the illusions from Leshrac being a little bit of a pain in the ass for him. But he will be able to get some last hits. Puck is not the best at lane control, but against a melee hero like Pudge, it's anything that Puck has is more than enough to win him the lane. On the bot side, in the meantime, Havorst is going to be going toe-to-toe with Funnick on this bottom lane. We're already a poor man shield being picked up by the Bounty Hunter. CK only staying on that stout shield. And meanwhile, while Ars Art is doing the pulls, Funnick is going to try to play a couple of games with him. However, Puppy is already stacking up that camp and is already tornadoing that down. No, Shuriken is not picked up by the Bounty Hunter, so there's no way for him to interrupt this. He tried to jack some of the creeps, but it's going to cost him a little bit of HP to do so. Puppy is guarding his camp very, very carefully. Here comes Funnick. Gonna snag none of them. Nuked down by Puppy. Mind games. Mind gamed so hard. I like it. Funnick definitely didn't see that one coming, and Puppy did manage to take both of them out. Beautiful play by this Chen. Let's take another look at this top lane, because I feel if anything's going to happen, it is going to happen up here. Because if Silent lands a stun, well, Doombringer, much like the last game versus Pulse, the first creep he ate is going to be that Ursa Warrior. And Thunderclap is a pretty high mana cost, 100 mana out of a 200 mana pool. is pretty substantial. But the damage it does plus the slow is just such a useful tool for Bully Your Brain. He also does have that magic stick, so any mana that he does expend is going to be regained very, very quickly. Already with the Ring of Basilius, does have some pretty decent armor. Funnick is revealed because of that Sentry Ward. 2-second stun. Reality Rift is going to be enough to kill him. No, Funnick is going to barely slip away. 18 HP. Wow, that Bounty Hunter so very lucky. Reality Rift, if it was casted 1 millisecond sooner, that would have been a kill. So Funnick barely slips away with his life. Arzart does not have any more Sentry Wards. What a clever placement for these Sentry Wards. These aren't going to get dewarded anytime soon, really. But the range lasts about to here, I would say. But Funnick has salved up, and he's going to be rejoining this lane very, very shortly. Light of Heaven in the meantime, 8 for 1. Not doing too bad. Of course, Blur Brain is getting a lot more, but still, Blur Brain is very, very low on HP. Does have those magic stick charges, but the harassment that Bat Rat has been pouring on while Silent has been doing those pulls has been fairly substantial. So that is, I don't want to say quite yet it's been a one lane for Na'Vi, but it's definitely looking like that. It's definitely looking like it's not going as bad as it could possibly go. Funnick is meantime jacking some creeps from Arzart, standing a little bit of damage, but with that poor man's shield he should be fine. Bane has hit that level 3 mark, so heavy nukage from that brain sap starting to rank up. And in the mid lane, we do see Dendy still trying to farm with Scandal's lane. 14 for 2 versus 13 for 4 actually. Dendy not taking too much harassment. That bottle really helping him out quite a bit. Positioning himself like he looks like he wants to go for a hook. But Scandal is not going to let that happen. Phase shift will prevent any hooks from flying and landing. So far, we do not have any kills yet. Although a very close call on this bot lane. Chen is working his way up to that level 4 mark, in which case he will have a little bit more Holy Persuasion health on his creeps, which will help this push. The push isn't going to exactly be the strongest. Funnick doesn't have any anti-push, and the only thing they actually contribute to this push is going to be the Centaur, just for a little bit more bulk on the front lines, but it looks like it's not even going to happen. Haste Rune is going to be picked up by Arzart, and the push continues. Slowly just shredding the creep wave, I guess, and just putting some overtime damage on this tower. Funnick is unable to do anything about this. It's just the nature of a bounty hunter. And now they might want to go from Reality Rift to open up. Do they have any True Sight? No. The Nightmare got split onto the Chaos Knight, then the Centaur. But 4 seconds onto Funnick, with Arzart dancing back and forth within the tower. Funnick is going to drop to one more hit. There he goes. The first blood has been drawn by Havorse, but here comes Silent as well as Go Black. The Centaur needs one more hit to kill this Leshrac, but the puppy is going to make his way out. The Centaur is going to kill the Leshrac and then die in the trees. Tower destroyed by the Radiant in the meantime. So Na'Vi both drawing first blood and a second kill and a tower. A huge pickup for Na'Vi as they go into this potentially final game. Meantime, Arzart still being stalked by Funnick. One Waning Rift or a Dream Coil or anything but a Nightmare is going to at least save Arzart for a little bit. The Illusory Orb is not available, but you know what is available? The Wrath of Nature, and Nature's Prophet will call that in to get that kill onto Arzart. I didn't really realize that he was running around like that, but hey, he almost managed to escape, but almost isn't quite close enough. He bought a gem with his final gold. No boots. Don't need boots. What are boots? And of course I miss a kill on the bottom lane as Havorse just goes to town on Go Black. But a gem and a Dismember hook. Scandal barely surviving. Pudge unable to finish that kill off. I'm just missing everything because I just want to talk about this friggin' gem. The gem is of course a tool against the Bounty Hunter. Also wanting to get a little bit of map control. I do think it's a little bit of a mistake to get a gem this early because Bane Elemental is a very, very easy target to pick off. But he will be able to counterward any sort of vision that Empire has on the board, as well as shut down Funnick pretty substantially. The question is, though, would he have been better off getting boots? I do believe the answer is yes. It's going to be very slow and a lot easier to pick off. Havorse, with such low HP, just one Shuriken toss is going to almost kill him. 20 HP and Havorse is going to live. This takes balls of steel right here. Funnick is going to run straight into him. Oh, the jukes are too strong. Oh no, but here comes Silent, and that lightning blast is going to kill him. Don't know what he was doing farming at that low HP. Puppy is going to come in, going to find a convenient Centaur. Silent is going to take some Nightmare damage. He's going to try to run away from these creeps, and he's going to make his way out here. These Bounty Hunter illusions being a pain in Arzart's ass. In the meantime, the top lane, Light of Heaven, has been just handling the lane. The Doombringer does have his hand in Midas, so he's going to be rolling in the dough, but Light of Heaven not doing too bad. He's getting a little bit of farm from this top lane, and really when you land here on the hard lane, you don't really expect that, unless it's, of course, the the Darkseer, who's pretty much the best at the hard lane. But Navi's hard lane not going the worst that it could possibly be, which they're going to be happy about. Score is in favor of Empire with those series of kills that I completely missed, but the gold is going to be relatively even. The experience slightly in favor of Empire, but that shouldn't mean too much. The hook, wait for it, it's going to latch onto Scandal, and that is should be enough to kill, and the silence is not going to last long enough. The Rot Dismember is going to do in this puck as Dendi picks up a kill by himself in this mid lane. Scandal, not with fast enough fingers, does drop that kill. Could have phase shifted that that hook, but that's also very, very difficult to do. You have to have mad reflexes, like Bruce Lee class reflexes. Light of Heaven, gonna take a split earth. Does Blurry Brain have Doom? Yes, he does. That will kill the Batrider unless someone comes in to deny him. Nope. Wrath of Nature once again called in, killing off Light of Heaven on the top lane. Kills being traded pretty evenly. Blurry Brain getting another assist from that. Devour and Hand of Midas. There goes this creep camp. Watch this. Nom, and in 5 seconds there will be a second version of Nom. This farm that Doombringer is about to experience is absurd. So Na'Vi, if they let this game draw on for too long, they're going to be looking at track gold. They're going to be looking at a farming Nature's Prophet who also has a Hand of Midas. A Doombringer who has 2 instant kills that give him, basically has 2 Hands of Midas. And that's just a lot of gold that's going to be flowing for Empire. So Na'Vi, they don't have all game. They have, well, I guess they do have all game. They don't have exactly an hour-long game that they could actually play, because there'll just be so much gold flowing into the Empire side that any last hitting that Horse is doing right now, even though he's sitting at the second most, it's not going to last forever. The gold is going to start to stockpile up so hard for Empire late game. Everyone is going to just be so wealthy. And then just the sheer item differential is going to be enough to win Empire the game if this game lasts until like the 40-50 minute mark. If not, if Na'Vi pour on the pressure like right now, pretty much doing exactly what they're doing right now, pushing down the towers, then they're going to get a little bit more gold a little bit earlier on for themselves. And at the same time, by doing that, they're going to be pressuring back Empire, limiting the space that they feel comfortable farming. And then with that, they should be able to bring the game to an early close. So that's going to be Na'Vi's game plan. So far, they haven't really been adhering to it so far. So far, they haven't really been adhering to it that much. Of course, it is still very early into the game, just now breaching the 10-minute mark, or soon to breach the 10-minute mark. You do have a smoke with 4 men onto this mid lane. Scandal, you get reality drifted back, and try to, oh no, stun onto the range creep. Havorce with a little bit of a misclick there, as Wrath of Nature is once again called in. Nature's Prophet making the quota, man. Everyone from Na'Vi gonna slide up to the top lane. I feel like, I guess that's a little bit more of an easier target. And the last one to Blurry Brain, as Dendi going to move in for the Dismember Rot. Blurry Brain is so very dead. He's going to drop to the Pudge. And with everyone from Na'Vi, this is exactly what they need to do. They need to pick off the people farming the gold, and they need to get towers. And that's what they're going to do. I don't think Empire could defend this. I don't think they want to defend this. Even though Light of Heaven is leaving down to the bot lane, really what could he do besides tar? He doesn't have that lasso anymore, and with all these creeps and double damage CK, they should be able to have enough tank as well as damage to just bust down this tower. Obviously, they have to pour on the aggression, and we'll see if they continue to do so, or if they get a little bit lazy with it. Scandal is going to be in a little bit of trouble as Dendi is straight to the north of him. Scandal, ooh, let's see if he can pull out some Matrix shit this time. Only human. Scandal is going to drop right now. Dream Coil being used. No Dismember, actually. Dundee somehow holding on to that. I think that was a little bit of a mistake. He's in a Sprout. He should be healed by Chen. He should be fine, actually. Funnick is doing some pretty heavy damage, but he doesn't have any more mana. Dundee holding on to his Dismember, but a 4-second stun onto Go Black. He's in a huge amount of trouble. He does not have any tools to escape from this. He's going to drop to the CK. Reality Rift onto Funnick, not latching this time. And Dendi letting an easy kill slip away. I don't know why he didn't cast Dismember. That would have been just 1 tick, 1 millisecond of Dismember, 1 tick of damage would have been enough to kill off that puck. But hey, I guess he was feeling merciful. And that is going to lead kill or no kill to the destruction of the tier 1 mid tower. Silent is around, and teleportation is coming in. The fortification slow them down just enough, but Blow Your Brain instantly Fiend Script as soon as he entered into this fray. A little bit of stacking onto the chain stuns, but the nuke from Chen is going to be enough to kill him regardless of the stacked chain stun. And Na'Vi just picking up kill left and right. You have Golblack teleporting in, but here comes Dendy once again, getting a hook onto Silence. Remember, Rot is going to kill that Leshrac as Golblack taking lots of damage from Puppy as well as Aryat. The Rot is going to close in, kill off Golblack, and Empire just bleeding heroes. Dendy wants to get another hook onto Scandal. This time, I don't think it'll hit. It didn't even get thrown, so it wasn't going to hit anyway. But of course, circling around once again, going to look for Funnick, going to look for Scandal, anyone he could find. He's going to miss the Chaos Bolt, and Dendy's going to hit the hook. Scandal just getting hit by every single spell that Dendy has to offer, but he's getting dropped to the tower. No, 6 HP. He's going to barely survive. The track is not going to do anything. It's going to kill Pudge. Pudge decided to commit suicide. Well, maybe he thought that was a shuriken. I guess that's a plausible explanation. The animation's the same, like he does that like waving thing in the air. But now Funnick, got to be a little bit careful because Dendy is around, and this time he's going to use his Dismember. You could count on that. Dendy's going to throw it. He's going to lash it onto Funnick. There is the Bounty Hunter kill being picked up by Puppy once again. And Empire, did they make a mistake by letting Puppy draft the Pudge into this game? Being played by Dendy, they banned it out in the other games. Is this going to be their downfall? Because this Pudge has been on point with hooks. Scandal knows. Scandal definitely knows. The tower is still alive, but that is not going to be for very long. Puppy, with a decent sized creep wave, is going to put the heat onto this tier 1 mid tower. And Na'Vi playing exactly like they need to, pouring on the aggression, not letting up even for a second. You have some Stumpies making their way in, but they're not going to last very long at all. And the tier 1 mid tower had a pretty good run, survived for a lot longer than I thought it would. But now it is finally going to drop. No saving this right now as Light of Heaven takes position with a Blink Dagger. That's what he's been doing this entire time. Getting a couple picks, just one. And then farming all day for a Blink Dagger. So now the initiation range from Na'Vi is absolutely absurd. There's the Blink forward from Light of Heaven, but he's not going to find the lasso. The hook onto Golblack, however, Dismember as well. Golblack is going to just barely survive because of the Dream Coil. Unleash the Wrath of Nature before he does go down. Funnick going to get lassoed by Light of Heaven. Blow Your Brain going to get Fiend's Grip. So many disables coming out from Na'Vi perfectly onto everyone. So no one is going to have any freedom to cast anything. Scandal's the last one. He's going to try to make it out, and he should be able to. Hook is going to miss as Dewbringer does buy into this game. Teleportation, is he going to do it? No, he's not. But Na'Vi with the net on one, Dismember on the other, Fiend's Grip on another. Even BKBs will not help Empire in such a situation because every single ultimate disable that Na'Vi has does go through BKB. So Empire taking a very, very early disadvantage in this game, unable to get the gold required that they really need. That's what their entire strategy has been based upon, getting a lot of gold. And Na'Vi have been saying, nope, you will get none of that because we will just camp out right here and throw as many hooks as we damn well please. Dendy's been, oh, I haven't casted a game where that happens yet. The Chen Pudge combo. You guys know what I'm talking about. I want to see it. I want to see it. I really do. But Na'Vi completely carved out the mid lane from Empire. And Empire, right now, they just need space. They need to try to get like picks and prevent Na'Vi from pushing. But I don't even think that's possible for them to do. Na'Vi will just constantly push. They've been so aggressive in this game, exactly what they need to do, and now we see Pudge, Ninja Pudge, going to go hunting for Golblacks, and Golblack isn't moving very much. He's not moving, and now he's moving, and now he's dead. Rot, Dismember, nom nom nom. Dendy picks up an unstoppable streak, and with Light of Heaven also invisible, they're going to run into Silent. Blink forward for the lasso. Silent is going to take a huge amount of damage. Hook is going to do some pretty heavy damage. Not break the lasso, however. Don't know how that makes sense, how Batrider's net is stronger than Pudge's hook, but Light of Heaven is now doomed. He's going to drop, but at what cost? Long-range Fiend's Grip onto Blow Your Brain, interrupted by Scandal. Hook from Dendy's once again going to latch, and the Brain Staff is going to do him in. Scandal is also Nightmare. Dendy going to open up with that Rot. Scandal going to throw his Illusory Orb. The hook, is it available to him? 1 second, 0 seconds, and Dendy.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Wait for it. Oh, so close. So close. This is how close it was. This green square. Yeah, Na'Vi, he's gone. But 18-7, Na'Vi farming heads all around the map. All the while, Havorst on the spot lane, doing his own thing, getting his BKB money up. But now he's going to be in a little bit of trouble. Go Black teleporting in, going to open up some tree and Sprout as well. Havorst without any form. Oh no, he's getting a Reality Rift on out of there. The chasing is on, but teleportation support is coming in from Dendy. Havorst going to turn around with that Phantasm. We do have Wrath of Nature coming in as well as Puck. Havorst sustaining some pretty heavy damage. Doesn't have any more drum charges. He's going to get healed a little bit by Dendy, who's going to get a Rot Dismember onto Funnick, but instantly canceled by that Split Earth. Dendy is going to take some pretty heavy damage. There's the initiation from the Batrider onto Silence, who's also taking some Flame Break damage as well. 2 down from Empire. Havorst does manage to survive. Go Black on the run. 2 stacks of tar on him. Flame Break's going to kill him off. And Puck, where did Puck go? He went right into the trees. Dendy does see him. Hook is going to not be casted. Hook misses, but Scandal does have 4 stacks of tar on him, and Brain Sap is going to do him in. A 4-person wipe as Havorst lives just barely by the skin of his teeth. All the while, Puppy, the one this time to be farming on the top lane. And this is not looking good for Empire. They are in such a dire situation. Okay, I'm sorry. But they're not looking to be in good shape right now. Did Pudge just buy a Yasha? Did I just see that correctly? Yeah, he did. Okay, this isn't tiny, guys. This is a I already know I won build. Don't build Yasha on Pudge, guys. Just don't. But Na'Vi, they have a huge advantage right now. CK now with a BKB. Now breaching 10,000 gold advantage, 13,000, no wait, that's 14,000 EXP advantage in favor of Na'Vi. They're looking so good to win this game. Empire with their gold strategy, not paying out for them. Get it? Paying off? Okay. I'm going to stop doing that, at least for this game. Not forever, God no. Oh no, Haste Rune onto Pudge, gonna get the longest range dismember I've ever seen, but the nukes and the Chen creep should be enough. Go Black takes yet another fall. They're not done yet. Havorst is hunting. He has a gem. He sees Funnick. He's gonna get the Reality Rift. The Reality Rift is not gonna be in range. Here comes Dendy though. Haste Rune whiffs the hook. Might be like the first hook that he missed, or like the third hook, I guess. Now he has a Yasha, so he's gonna be zipping around all over the place. 374 with 391 actually with the Centaur movement speed. Not bad movement speed on the Pudge, but definitely not an item that you want to go for. How much strength does he have? Plus 23 strength. They could go for Roshan right now, as we do have Blow Your Brain trying to make something happen, trying to add some more gold to the pool of his team, but it's only the first tower that Empire brought down, whereas Na'Vi have 2 more outer towers to take down. They have full control of their bot lane, full control of their mid lane, which are both being pushed pretty aggressively, and this Roshan is dropping so very quickly. Puppy even with the medallion. As CK picks up a double life. Na'Vi, they're just capitalizing on every single second. No farm. And if they are farming, they're making sure that they get the farm, but also applying pressure at another area of the map. Like Chen farming up here, everyone's dying down here. CK farming down here, everyone's pushing up here. And Na'Vi, they're just not letting Empire get any space on the map at all. This is really the only space that Blow Your Brain has had throughout this entire game, aside from the super early game. Now Na'Vi, they're looking for the high ground. Hand of God is up. Hook and all the mana is up. Do they have any arcane boots? They have 2 arcane boots. Yeah, 2 arcane boots plus a blink dagger 4 staff. Go Black, you gotta be careful about that, man. Watch for Pudge gonna go fishing. Here we go. Here we go. Hook, Reality Rift. No, killing the sentry wards. Hook is going to latch onto the Lestrak, and Silent is going to die right here, right now. Reality Rift not going to latch onto Funnick, but Dendy getting a free kill, and he is going to just keep doing that. There's the initiation onto Go Black, taking so much damage. Phantasm being popped. Dendy with the Rot going to pick up that kill as well. Hook is going to be thrown. Hook onto Blow Your Brain. No Dismember this time, but a Reality Rift plus the Fiend's Grip instantly bring down the Jubilator. 26-7. Na'Vi sitting in the Empire base, farming their dudes. And that is going to be it, with 2 heroes down at this point, and with Dendy throwing out the most accurate hooks in the world. I do believe Na'Vi have done it. They are going to be your Starseries Season 3 LAN event champions. They're not done yet. One more hook. One more hook. One more hook. Scandal sleeping. Oh no, it's going to be Funnick. There he goes. Nuked down by Puppy. Empire unable to mount any defense because they constantly are getting initiated upon. 3 seconds on to Blow Your Brain. Fiend's Grip not up quite yet. Lasso, is it up? No, Silence's Light of Heaven doesn't give any shits. He's going to force tap himself out, and the mid lane has been completely carved in. 27-7. Empire bleeding heroes constantly. Puppy is going to get caught inside a Sprout, but he does still have a lot of support. Havorst, Art still at very, very high amounts of HP. Even the Aegis up on Havorst. And Dendy, here it comes. Here it comes. Havorst going to go straight in, but he gets doomed, and he's going to get his Aegis burned. Dendy, where is it? Where is it? Oh, Scandal finally doing some Matrix dodging right now, but Horse is now back into this fight. He's going to drop the gem and lose it, it looks like, unless there it goes. Arzard is also going to die as well, but the mid lane has been carved out. Perhaps I called this a little bit too early, but I still do not think that Empire can rally from this. They need a couple more kills, although if Dendy and Puppy and Light of Heaven stick around for too long, then it's not going to look too good for them. But no, they're going to fall back. But 27 for 9. Oh, yes, please. Make it happen. Damn it. Next time, Manta Style and Pudge. Manta Style on Pudge. 10 to 9, 31 additional strength. That is a free Reaver in his inventory. And Empire making a desperation push for this mid lane. They want to get towers. They need to get towers. The relic is up, which is a pretty quick relic on the Doombringer considering the amount of times he's died. But still, I don't think it's enough. Scandal is going to try to solo push this mid lane. Reality Rifted back in, denied, and Scandal is going to drop to an earn charge. No, it's going to be Chen's right clicks. 28 for 9 now as Go Black trying to get out of there. He's going to get out, and the Radiance is up. But you know what? I think it's a little bit too little too late. Na'Vi just have to go down to the bot lane, take this tier 2 tower, very, very weak. Top lane, it's viable as well, but a little bit more health to burn through there. And Havorst is going to buy himself a Perseverance. Refresher Orb? Possibly. Sure, why not? You can't afford it, but Dendy has a Manta Style, so why the hell not? And Empire, I don't even know what they could do about this. The amount of initiation from Na'Vi is insane. They have a Fiend's Grip, which is a huge range, Light of Heaven with Blink, as well as Lasso. Light of Dendy with the hooks, which have been on point, and Force the Reality Rift. The only one who doesn't have initiation is Puppy. Really doesn't need Puppy, as we see another hook on the Funnick, annihilated in one hit, instantly buying back into the game. And now Blow Your Brain is going to be the target of focus. Huge Puck ultimate, going to drop down on 4. Blow Your Brain, though, is going to get Fiend's Grip. He's going to drop as well in exchange for Light of Heaven. Reality Rift once again onto Silent, who doesn't have any more mana. Funnick also going to try to pressure them back. Everyone from Na'Vi going to move just a little bit farther back. The buybacks are being forced out from Empire, and really, they're spending all of their gold on buybacks, and that's not what they want to do. They need to get more items up, but they simply are not being given the chance. Dendy throwing a hook at every single possible opportunity. Huge nuke on to Go Black. And now the bottom lane Raxes are in danger. Puppy picking up a friendly creep from the enemy base. The Manta Style illusions are starting to work on the tower. Huge damage coming out right here, as we do have Light of Heaven returning to this fight. Lightning gonna fly, but the Raxes are going to drop one after another. And without their Radiance Doom, without really anything, without Dream Coil, Na'Vi are just going to have their way with the Empire base. They're gonna slide right in, get the range Raxes. Why not? It's a little bit of extra gold, 363 gold towards Pudge. So we can get something like a Abyssal Blade or something like that. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Throw it. Oh. Well, you got something, I guess. That doesn't really count. Our illusion needs evacuation, Pudge. But now with the 3-to-1 kill advantage, Na'Vi, they just got to go up to this top lane and then push the tier 2, push the final Raxes. Empire, gotta hand it to them. They've played so very well this tournament. They've looked so fierce, and they dropped like what, one game on the online qualifiers. That was absurd play. But right now, Na'Vi turning up the heat, pouring on the pressure, not letting up. And Empire, looks like their run is going to end. Second place, still not bad. Still very impressive. Their games have been absolutely spectacular, especially for a newly formed team. Right after the TI2 team shuffle, the fact that all these players just came together and performed this well versus the established Na'Vi who have been together since right after TI1. It's an impressive display of power from Empire, and I do know that right now they're still performing at the very, very highest tiers of play. But Na'Vi, they didn't get second place in the International 2 for nothing. They are one of, if not the best, teams in the world. I guess IG's a little bit better, technically, but the last Raxes are soon to fall, and Empire, although they don't have to deal with their bot or mid lane, they do have to deal with this huge army from Na'Vi, and they can get a 5-man Dream Coil, they can get a Doom onto like the Bane Elemental or something, but ultimately I don't know if it's going to be enough. Tower starting to drop the force, taking some damage. There's a BKB though, and he's going to pop it straight for Blow Your Brain. The Dream Coil is not quite out yet, or it is out and it didn't really do anything. Either way, it was out and it didn't do anything. Okay, Hand of God is out, and Dendi is going to dismember Leshrac limb from limb as Arzard going to try to get a Fiend's Grip onto Blow Your Brain. Unsuccessful. He's going to Nightmare himself, instantly broken by the puck. Arzard is going to drop, but buybacks as we do see a hook. Scandal once again pulling out the dodge action, and well, Na'Vi they're forced back. But I still do not think this is going to be Empire's game, because the mid lane is pushing. Na'Vi pushed in when they didn't have to, still put a lot of damage onto that tower, and still did take out one hero. And Pudge is even sending his beefy illusions up to the front line. Still want to see a friggin' Chen Pudge combo. And Ultimate Orb. I have Scotty? Lincoln Sphere, probably? Lincoln Sphere. Guess Doom. And Tracker, I don't know. It doesn't really matter, does it? Battle Fury onto the CK. Why not? Push faster, push harder. And be happier than you ever were without it. But Empire, I do think they're on their last legs in this tournament. See Leshrac with nothing but bulk, and he's still so very easy to kill. Blow Your Brain is starting to get a little bit tanky, but he really doesn't have any damage behind it besides the Radiance. Funnick doesn't really have any damage to add, neither does the Nature's Prophet. Whereas there's huge damage coming up from the CK. The Bat Rider still doing some pretty heavy damage, and not to mention Pudge, who's building into DPS. Wouldn't exactly call Pudge a DPS hero, but hell, Manta Style does work. Get the hell out of here. It does work to increase your damage quite a bit. And now Na'Vi, they're gearing up for the final push, potentially, of this tournament. Wait for everyone to arrive on this lane. And then bot lane is going to start to push, mid lane is going to be pushing, and oh, Empire not willing to wait. Do they have any vision? No, Dendi has vision of them. Hook is going to fly, just barely miss. Just 1 inch more on the hook. Pudge should have just put a little bit more wrist into it. Puppy with 3 creeps now onto the front lines. Hand of God with an Aghanim Scepter cooldown. It's not like it I think Arzart knows that he won. I'm pretty sure that's what's going on here. Yeah, you don't want to go Sanj and Yasha on Bane Elemental. DPS Bane, not really viable. But here we go. It's potentially the last push of the game. Let's see if Empire can hold out any more. Tracks starting to fly, split earth, complete whiffing, and the illusions are up on the front lines. Gonna annihilate this tower through the fortification. Can't go through the fortification. I think in Dota 1, fortification used to make the tower only take 1 damage per hit. I don't know if they changed that since last I played, but the tier 3 tower has dropped. And Na'Vi, they have all day. They can camp out right here, go fishing with Pudge, and wait until the bot lane gets pushed, wait until the mid lane gets pushed, and as soon as they see someone on those lanes trying to defend that inevitable push, they jump right in. Or they could wait until Pudge gets a miracle hook. Not going to be that one. But they're just going to go straight to the front lines regardless. And style with Pudge. Those illusions are pretty beefy. Force with BKB. They're going to suicide on these racks. Is Funnick going to get hooked back? Dismember? No dismember because he got doomed. And Dendi is going to take a lot of damage from that Doom and Rot. He's probably going to drop a 4-man Dream Coil, going to help as well. No, Dendi gets sent back to the base. He's going to live. Beautiful play by Puppy. Now the lasso onto Blow Your Brain. He's going to drop Fiend's Grip on the Scandal. He's going to follow. And now Reality with long range. Instant 519 crit. Go Black is on the run. Flame breaking up to the north. But that is not going to be enough to save him. Scandal's going to jump right in, trying to go for Light of Heaven. But I don't think he has enough damage to actually do this. Arzart going to get a Nightmare onto Silent. And Puppy with the Penance and the nuke. The nuke, huge damage from the nuke. Not enough, however. Puppy trapped in the trees. But it shouldn't matter. He's not taking any damage from Go Black, who has no damage items. The Mega Creeps are going to start to flow. Hand of God on cooldown every 30 seconds. And ladies and gentlemen, I called it about 10 minutes ago, but this is going to be the actual call. GG, well played. That is going to mark the end of the Starseries Season 3. That is going to mark the end of the first 100% tournament coverage run that I've had. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. I have had a lot of fun casting these. Except for like the old .74B games when .75 was out. That was kind of boring. But I'm sure Na'Vi are partying right now, celebrating, doing that whole thing. But anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this the casts of this tournament, if you enjoyed this game, please let me know. If you didn't enjoy it, leave comments, let me know what I can improve upon, my camera control, what I say, what I focus on, any of that. Always looking for comments and criticism. It is all good, man. But if you don't have anything to say, then simply drop a like, maybe subscribe, share it with some of your friends. So I'm looking to expand my viewer base because it is not growing as fast as I would like it to. But we're going to be covering some more modern games because these games are pretty darn old. So once this game ends, that is going to be it. Thank you guys so much for supporting me up until this point. I will continue to deliver as much content as I possibly can to you guys. Let me know what you guys want to see. And there it goes. Na'Vi, your champions of the Starseries Season 3. I was a little bit late with this one. Starseries Season 4 is even underway, but hey, what are you going to do, right? I promised to deliver the entire tournament, and that is exactly what I have done.